We didn't go out stealing handbags from old ladies. No, the great ones would probably kill you for that, for doing that. So they were able to justify their actions by saying, well, we only harm people that were as bad as us. Yeah? So what he wants to do is, he thinks that everybody would be really, really much happier if they were all good. And the people that were all bad were really good. Were going to be much happier as well. Yeah? There wouldn't be this inner fight between the good and the bad inside each person. This is the one where you weren't sure. The body is a temple. How would Jekyll react to this statement? Well, Jekyll is more concerned with the mind. Yes? He's not talking about the body. Think about what he says about the body blowing like the mist, and he's concerned with the conscious. All okay with what you're thinking? Then you're outwards. He's saying this is just a vessel. This is just a ship that carries what you really are. So what's Jekyll's reaction to his transformation? What does he say? Does it hurt? Does it hurt him? Sure. Think about what he says. The most racking pangs succeeded, a grinding in the bones, deadly nausea, and a horror of the spirit that cannot be exceeded at the hour of birth or death. It hurts. As he drinks this horrible stuff, he's like, ah, ah. There is a transformation. His body, his face is changing. Yeah? It hurts. Okay. Keep it under here. Fan blowing everything. If you need something to weight it down, just to keep us cool, do you need something on the edge here to keep it down? In the fan? Do you need something on the edge here to stop the fan blowing it? You okay? So yes, he said, then these agonies begin swiftly to subside. So the pain that he's in, the physical pain, starts to go away. And I come to myself as this out of a great sickness. No one's pleased about it. Yeah? There is something strange in my sensations. So the reaction to his transformation is that it hurts. It's painful, but at the end, what's happened? At the end, how does he feel about his transformation at the end? What does he say? And the thought in that moment braced and delighted me like wine. I stretched out my hands, exulting in the freshness of these sensations, and in the act I was suddenly aware that I had lost in stature. So, how does he feel about it when the pain is gone?
Freshness.
Fresh. Right. Fresh. Right. So that means he's happy. He's completely pleased about it. One, he's done what he set out to do. Two, he talks about his life. What does he say? So it is in the last paragraph. He says, thank you. He says in the last paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I found it. It talks about 9/10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down. In the last paragraph, he says, the course of my life, during my life, which had been, after all, 9/10 a life of effort, virtue, and control. It had been much less exercised and much less exhausted. So, what is he saying when he says his life has been 9/10 control, virtue? 9 days out of 10, he had been good. Always good. Always doing the right thing. His friendly Dr. Jekyll, after all, control. So if he's controlled, what is it? He's controlled. Okay. We know from our last session, he's now playing with the ego and he's playing with the id. The ego is about what you should do and what's right, what's proper. And the id is about doing what you want to do. So, if I put this statement here, I want to go on holiday. My ego is going to answer that statement and say, it will have to wait. You've got what? That's control, right? Control. The id is going to say, well, go. My ego is going to say, but you can't do that. You've got a diary of bookings. People are coming to see you. Hang on. Rationalize. You can't do that. My id is going to say, so what? Yeah? So control would be in the ego. So he's saying that 9/10 of his life, 9 days out of 10, he was all about control. The chocolate cake. The ego is saying, well, you could have, but make it a small piece. It's not good for you. The id's going to say, have 2. Don't have 1 piece of chocolate cake, have 2. It wants what it wants, and it wants it now. Yeah? Control. So he's saying, for 9/10 of his life, he's been controlled. He didn't eat the chocolate cake. He didn't go on the holidays that he wanted to go on. He was controlled. And now, he's all about id. Mr. Hyde, Edward Hyde, is all about his id. It wants what it wants, and it wants it now. Is it controlled? No. So, getting what you want and not thinking twice about it, this is, could it be freedom? He's now free to do what he wants to do. Everything that his ego and his control has been telling him, no, you can't do that. Now he's free. He doesn't have ego anymore. It's all this. But he's saying, physically, he's smaller. So, well, this to Henry Jekyll makes sense. He's not as tall. He's not as broad. But this hasn't had any exercise. So it's not tall. And it's not developed. It's gone. So all that's left is smaller. Yeah? Because one side of him's gone. Yes, the good side has gone. Okay. So do you see that? Thank you. And hence, as I think it came about, that Edward Hyde was so much smaller, slighter, and younger than Henry Jekyll. Even as good shone upon the countenance of the one, evil was written broadly and plainly on the face of the other. So this is all about your doppelganger. Have you ever heard the word doppelganger? It's a German word. What it means is your double. Yeah, somebody who looks exactly the same as you. So Henry Jekyll is now looking at his doppelganger or his evil twin. But they're not identical, are they? They're not exactly the same. He has said, evil, besides which I must still believe to be the lethal side of man, had let on that body an imprint of deformity and decay. He looks a bit like this. Things not quite where they should be. So Henry Jekyll is looking in the mirror, and what is looking back is something that looks like him, sure, but things are not quite right. It's deformed, yeah? So when we see a kind of deformity like that, we're assuming that that must be from the dark side or the evil side. And yet when I looked upon that ugly idol in the glass, I was conscious of no repugnance. Repugnance means going, oh, no, that's horrible, no. He's not doing that. There's no sense of that. Rather a leap of welcome. Well, that's strange, isn't it? So why would he be welcoming it?
Because he's a new person.
He's a new person and he's free. He's free. With no ego telling him what he shouldn't do. No, you can't do that. You should do that. No. That's gone. And what's left is, at this moment, freedom. Freedom to do what he likes, say what he likes, eat what he likes, drinks what he likes. So, Mr. Hyde is probably a great person to go to a party with. He's going to be the one that's going to be there until 4 o'clock in the morning until they throw him out. Henry Jekyll is going to be the boring one who says, I think let's go home now. It's getting rather late. Oh, it's all 10:30. Look at that, you should be in bed by now. That's Henry Jekyll. Edward Hyde is one that says, sleep's for wimps, I'm not going to bed. Sure, come on. So where's the next party? So he's probably a great one to go out with, but you wouldn't want to spend all your life with him. Yeah? You wouldn't turn your back on him. And insofar I was doubtless right, so Henry Jekyll is still believing he's right to do this. He's still done the right thing. I have observed that when I wrote the semblance of Edward Hyde, none could come near to me at first without a visible misgiving of the flesh. So he has noticed when people come face to face with Edward Hyde, they like this, no, I don't like that, don't like him. So other people are seeing it, yeah? Something not right. This, as I take it, was because all human beings, as we meet them, are coming led out of good and evil. So he's still saying his idea that people come from either a good place or a bad place. And Edward Hyde alone in the ranks of mankind is pure evil. He has done what he's set out to do. So how do we know that Jekyll regrets these actions? What does he say? He says he regrets it. That now he knows he was wrong. Does he use any language in there that says he was wrong?
And he admitted that his friends were not with him on his decision.
Yes, yeah, certainly that people are shying away from Edward Hyde.
They were in the shop.
That's right. So he also uses the word doomed and shipwrecked. I'm doomed. This is what I am now. And I now can't control it. I'm doomed. Yes? But he says that in confession. He's confessing his crimes. Yeah? Doom suggests that his fate has been unavoidable. From this moment in, shipwreck implies the turmoil that has led to Jekyll becoming a broken, infected vessel. He's broken. Shipwreck, think of the Titanic lying at the bottom of the North Atlantic. It's a shipwreck. Broken. So he's using that to symbolize broken. Okay, so you've got him there, Henry Jekyll. How do we feel about him? Do we like Henry Jekyll?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do we believe what he did was right?
No.
No, absolutely not. So here we go. So you and I, we did this, didn't we? Yes, we did that.
Yeah.
So, you go and did. Thank you. So I need to go up, up, up. I need to be here. No, I need to be here. Well, that's a strange picture, isn't it? Mirror image. So the idea that we each have another self, a malevolent image, twin image, plagues Gothic fiction. Two. A good and a bad. The concept of the doppelganger, the double goer, is present in ancient mythology. Going right back, right the way through in the stories that you read, it's going right back to the beginning, and folk tales. But the word entered the English language largely thanks to Catherine Crowe's best-selling book on paranormal phenomena. So paranormal things that out of the normal that you can't explain. The Night Side of Nature, written in 1848. So the uncanny effect of the doppelganger figure is at once familiar. You know it, it's you. What's staring back at you is you, undermining one's self of uniqueness. So you're no longer unique. Everybody's unique. Even if you have a twin, you're unique. You're you. Your twin, your brother or your sister, if they're them, you're you. It's alien and reveals aspects of the self that might have been repressed. Okay, so things you're trying to hide. Yeah. In Oscar Wilde's Picture of Dorian Gray, written in 1890, the title character possesses the most magical of mirrors. Mirrors again. A likeness that reflects his inner demons. Now, whilst the human facade, the outside facade, French word that's been brought into the English language, facade means the outside remains unblemished, creating a schism between the body and the soul. So they're not the same. So what's the picture saying to you? Do you like the picture? Yeah. Do you know? Do you like it? I find it monstrous. I find it horrible. And I actually find it very frightening. So, what's the story of Dorian Gray? Well, we have the first part here, and I have a presentation for you. Dorian Gray was a creation by the great Irish writer Oscar Wilde. And in that, we've got to have the extract first. The story is Dorian Gray is a society gentleman. He's popular with everybody. Everybody loves him. Outwardly, he's a lovely guy. He's very handsome. And he's charming. And everything that you would want in a friend. If you're a guy, you probably want Dorian to be your best friend. If you're a girl, you probably want to date him. He's that guy. But he's not that at all. Inwardly, he's vile. He's the worst kind of character. But Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde has given us an idea that Henry Jekyll looked normal. Edward Hyde was deformed in some way. He didn't look normal. Dorian Gray is as bad as Edward Hyde, but it doesn't show. He stays the same. There is no deformity with every awful act that Dorian Gray does, and he does some terrible things. You'll find out. He doesn't change at all. So he's just as handsome and just as charming as ever. In the attic changes. Not Dorian. So, this is a reflection of what Dorian Gray really is. Not what you see on the outside. So, to that end, let's go into Dorian's world. So, we've got King Arthur there. So, here he is. The first one is like an introduction, and now we start to see Dorian is not in the first part. We are introducing him right now. So, over to you, ladies. Let's see what you make of Dorian. Whether you like Dorian.
Terror of society, which is the morals. The terror of God, which is the secret of religion. These are the two things that govern us, and yet. Just turn your head a little more to the right, Dorian, like a good boy, said the painter, deep in his work and conscientious.
And conscious.
Conscious. Only that a look had come into the lad's face that he had never seen there before.
So, what's happening? What's Dorian doing? There is a painter in his home, a portrait painter, and he's painting Dorian's picture. Just like we would have a photo session today. It's probably that. But he's actually painting what he sees. So, and what does he see, the painter see? This. He looks nice, he looks normal, right? Nothing strange about him. No. This is what the painter is seeing.
Yeah.
This is Dorian's image to the world. Here I am, Mr. Nice Guy. But. So, over to you. I'm coming round. So let's stop there for a moment. And yet, continued Lord Henry, in his low, musical voice, so this guy's got a very nice voice, and with that graceful wave of the hand that was always so characteristic of him. So it's part of the character, a very graceful wave of the hand. And that even he had in his Eton days. Eton is a public school for boys. So he's going to the best schools. Now, I believe that if one man were to live out his life fully and completely, were to give form to every feeling, expression, to every thought, reality, to every dream, I believe that the world would gain such a fresh impulse of joy that we would forget all the maladies of medievalism. Okay, so let's stop there for a moment. So, what is Henry saying? Lord Henry, Dorian Gray's friend. What's he saying? We know, we're going to compare it to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. What was Dr. Jekyll saying? What was his way of thinking?
In a nice way and kind.
Yes, 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 yes. So, Jekyll was good. He said he was controlled. Did he have much fun? No. Was he a bit boring?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really a bit boring. In a nice way,
Yeah.
but okay. He was also saying, by being controlled, he was saying, you need, well, every person needs to be one way, the good way. Get rid of the bad outside. Get rid of those negative things that you identify in yourselves. No, you're not lazy. You said, okay, I would rather not have them. These are fine, these are good. Don't really like these sides to me. These two things, right? Yes, that exercise that you did. Henry Jekyll was saying, get rid of them all. Lord Henry is saying, enjoy. Enjoy all your sides of character. So Lord Henry was saying the opposite to Dr. Jekyll. Yeah? Jekyll is saying be controlled, get rid of all the negatives. Lord Henry is saying no. Enjoy them all. Every side of you, enjoy them. Yeah? Do you see that? What he's saying? From the text. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Fine. So, what is he saying here? To every feeling, expression, to every thought, reality, to every dream, I believe the world would gain such a fresh impulse of joy that we would forget all the maladies of medievalism, all the sickness of medievalism, old thinking. So he was saying what Jekyll was saying is old. Gosh, that was old thinking. That's not now. God, we've moved on from then. And return to the Hellenic ideal, to something finer, richer than the Hellenic ideal. It may be, but the bravest man among us is afraid of himself. So he's saying, so what is he saying by that? Hellenic is of Greece, so go back to the time of ancient Greece, where you ate, and you drank, and you had fun, and you partied. Go back to that. And then he's saying, surpass it, even more, enjoy life. Was Jekyll enjoying life? Is he enjoying his life? No. No. So yeah, boring. Henry is saying, enjoy life. He was saying, eat, drink, party. Go back to the times of ancient Greece, where they knew how to throw the party, right? Yeah. Go back. On to you. So let's see what we make of it.
But the greatest man among us is afraid of himself. The mutilation of the savage has its tragic survival in the self-denial that mars our lives. We are punished for our refusals, every impulse that we strive to strangle roots in the mind and poisons us.
Yeah, so we'll stop there. Okay, so what is he saying? Don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of the food that you want to eat, the drink that you want to drink, the fun that you want to have, the places that you want to go. Don't be afraid of them. Indulge yourself. Give yourself all of these pleasures. So, something that Henry Jekyll did not do at all. Over to you, Zane. So what's he saying there? The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. So if you yield, you do what? Give in. It's a word that comes from history. If I am a knight, you know, one of King Arthur's knights, and I have got a sword to you, Joanna, and I say to you, do you yield? And you say to me, I yield. You say, okay, I give in, you win. And then I will take my sword away. So if you yield to a pleasure, what do? Give in. You give in to the pleasure. So if your temptation is, what's your favourite food? Zaina, what do you love to eat more than anything else? Chocolate. Yours, Joanna? Ice cream. Okay, so are you going to yield to the temptation of the ice cream and the chocolate? Are you going to eat it? Temptation, yield to it, give in, eat it. It's calling your name. That pot of Haagen-Dazs is saying, banana, eat me. And if you do, you yield it to the temptation. The bar of, do you like milk chocolate or dark chocolate? White. Okay. Oh, white. Okay. So that bar of Milky Bar is saying to you, Zaina, I'm here. Are you going to yield? Are you going to give in and eat it? Lord Henry said you should. Henry Jekyll says, no, it's not good for you. Lord Henry is saying, go on. What, are you? By the way, I'm a pizza monster. I will give in to pizza. I will yield to the pleasure of pizza. Yeah? That's what he's saying. Don't deny yourself any of these pleasures. So we're talking about innocent pleasures here. Ice cream, chocolate, pizza. Pardon? Lamb. Okay, fine. Do you think Lord Henry is just talking about things as innocent as that? Ice cream, chocolate, they're not big things. Yeah, they're not big things. Pretty innocent, yeah. But do you think he's talking about small things like ice cream and chocolate? He's talking about whatever the pleasure that you want, give into it, however bad it seems. The only way to get rid of it is to give in to it. This is what Lord Henry is saying. The only way that you can make this go away is by doing it. So yield to it. So, Jemana, over to you with resist.
resist it, and your soul grows sick with longing for the things it has forbidden to itself, with desire for what its monstrous laws have made monstrous and unlawful. It has been said that the great events of the world take place in the brain. It is in the brain and the brain only that the great signs, that the great sins of the world take place also.
Okay, so let's stop there. Okay, so what he's saying is give in to these temptations and it will go away. And he makes a big, big statement. He's saying society, people out there who make the laws are making ones that are unjust. You know, that are saying to you, put it in law, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And he's saying this is not right. He's saying in the brain, and in the brain alone is where sins are. So he's saying it should be inside here that tells you, no, that's really a step too far. Really, you shouldn't do that. It shouldn't be anybody else telling you what to do. Lord Henry does not like to be told what to do. Yeah? He doesn't like rules. What's your thought on rules? You've got rules at school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? What are your thoughts on the rules? Do you like rules?
Yeah.
Why do you like rules?
Because it organizes things and
Yes, it does. Yes, exactly. You have a guideline. Yes, they are there for a reason. And a lot of times, these rules are there to keep you safe. You know, whenever I'm in school, I'm often to go, don't run in the hallways. Go back and walk. I do that not because I don't want to be fun but no, I don't want to see a child fall flat on their face. And as I've seen before, got a tooth through the lip. Don't want that. So the rule is there, don't run in the hallways, to keep somebody safe. Yep. So it's safety. It is organisation. You're quite right. It's consistency. Everybody knows where the limits are. There are boundaries. Yeah? So what Lord Henry is doing is he is proposing none of those boundaries. No laws. Well, no laws, suddenly you have anarchy. Do you know the word? Anarchy. Anarchy means everybody doing what they want to do all at the same time, and what is this? How could a society function like that? Without somebody saying, no, that's not acceptable behaviour. Or yes, that is acceptable behaviour. Or you have broken a rule, so there is a consequence to that. Well, he's actually saying, no, there shouldn't be. It should be left to the person's own brain to decide. Well, you can't live like that, right? Yeah? So, do we agree with him here? Do we agree with Lord Henry? Is he right to say everybody do what they like?
no.
No, he's absolutely not right. Yeah? I would see. No, so Mr. Gray, you, yourself, he's saying, and you, Mr. Gray, he's talking to Dorian right now, with your flushed with youth. So we know Dorian is young. Boyhood. So he's just between being a teenager and a man. Yeah? Some of the thoughts that you must have had at night and during the day, daydreaming, sleeping dreams, probably scared you to death. Why? Then why be afraid of them? Don't be scared of what your brain is thinking about. Even if you're thinking something really bad, don't be scared of it. So Lord Henry is not leading Dorian down a very good path here. He is encouraging him to give in to his passions, the things he wants. There's a big difference between a want and a need. Yeah? You need clothing, you need shelter, you need water, you need food to eat, you need companionship, you want to go. There's a difference between wants and needs. Okay? But what Lord Henry is doing is encouraging Dorian not to think like that. Well, this is what I want, but this is what I need. He's actually encouraging Dorian, have it all. Whatever you want. You know, you want a new gold watch? Have one. Well, his watch that he wears is still working. Why does he need a new one? Why does he need a gold one? He doesn't. He wants them. And Henry is telling him to do it. Yeah? So Henry is all about his id, right? Okay. Memory might stain your cheek with shame. So you down in Japan.
Stop, flattered Dorian Gray. Stop, you be wilder. Me, I don't know what to say. There is some answer to you, but I cannot find it. Don't speak, let me think, or rather let me try not to think.
Yes. So he's saying, hang on, Lord Henry, stop, stop. I need to think, or maybe not think. Not think because he doesn't want to think about the things that he's thinking about. So Dorian, at this point, is pretty normal. Yeah, pretty normal young man. Yeah, with thoughts that he shouldn't really have. Wanting things that he knows are not good for him, but he's trying to do the right thing and not think like that. But here is this older, sophisticated man telling him, oh, you want to have it, you can have it. You can have it all. Yeah? So at this moment, Dorian is telling him to stop. Yeah? So
For nearly 10 minutes, he stood there, motionless, with parted lips and eyes strangely bright. He was dimly conscious that entirely fresh influences were at work within him.
okay, so in him, his id is listening. His id part of Dorian. Is he right? Can I? Really? Oh, wouldn't that be great? So Henry is playing on Dorian's emotions and his feelings. Yeah? You can have it all with Dorian. And the guy is standing there just staring at Dorian for 10 minutes. He's not moving, he's not saying anything, but his eyes are alight. in, Dorian. Take the step. You know you want to. Yeah? You know you want to do that. You know you do. Yeah? So, we need to go over. So, what do we have here? So read the first one to us.
How is the word Henry shown to be irresistibly convincing?
Yeah. How is it shown to be irresistibly convincing? Well, we've said it. What he is doing is he is very good at reading people. He can see within Dorian there is a conflict going on. Yeah? Dorian has a lot of wants and desires inside him, which he is bravely trying to overcome. He's trying to do the right thing at this point. And Henry is tempting him, like the ice cream calling to you, Joanna. Come on, you know you want to. Like the chocolate. Just saying to you, Zena, I'm here. You know you want to eat me. Come on. Come a little closer. This is what Henry is doing to Dorian. Okay? He is tempting him. Come on, you know you want to. All of this can be yours. If only you come a little closer. Henry, now, let me put words in your mouth. You tell me. What's Henry like?
He's a bad person.
He's a bad person, he sure is. He's certainly that. What else is he? Why does Dorian believe him? Why is Dorian listening to Henry?
Because he wants this thing.
Yes. Yes. Because of the conflict, the turmoil going inside the job. Yes. Because Dorian is struggling with this. So Dorian is his ego and his id are fighting. And along has come Henry, and everything he's saying is playing Dorian's id, telling him he can have it all. Dorian wants to do this. This is what ultimately he wants. Yeah? Okay. So, we understand that? Yeah? You must tell me if you don't. Yeah? Okay. So, let's go on. Oh, no, that's be home. I just want to make sure you understand all the questions. So, what is Lord Henry? What's his point of view? What's he saying? What's he saying to Dorian? Just in general.
Saying him to stop rushing.
That was Dorian. Dorian was saying, okay, just a minute. But overall, in general, overall, what is Henry saying to Dorian?
Tell him to come and take this what he wants.
That's exactly what he's saying. It can all be yours. You only have to take it. That's exactly what he's doing. He's tempting him. Come in. Give in to temptation. Whatever you want. The pizza, the ice cream, the chocolate, the gold watch, whatever it is that you want, the party, the cake, whatever you want. It's all there for you. You only have to take, don't think about what you shouldn't do. So he's playing the drawings with his desires, his wants. Yeah? So that's what that question is saying. Do you want to read the next one? So what effect do the words have on Dorian?
That he's attracted to words.
Yeah. Yes, he is. He's very attracted to his words. But he says, stop. I need to think. Or I don't need to think. I think not to think. I don't want to think. What doesn't he want to think about? The things he wants. What he wants. Because there is Henry saying, you can have whatever you want. And Dorian is just saying, stop. Just stop for a minute. I need to think about this and not think about the things that I want. Because if I think about the things I want, I'm going to go your way. The temptation of the ice cream or the chocolate or the lamb is going to be too much. Yes? So I won't think about those and your words. Yes? Yeah? So this is what he's saying. So that's the effect. So he's really confused right now. Yeah? How do you think he should respond? How do you think he should answer? If you were Dorian, how would you answer? So put me in the position of Henry. You're Dorian, and I'm saying to you, Dorian, come on, you know you want the ice cream. Do you really think the ice cream will do you any harm? Come on, it's only a little bit of ice cream. It won't hurt you. You know you love ice cream. Yeah? And just think, it's not really bad for you, Joanna Dorian, because there's milk in there, there's lots of calcium. So just think you could be doing yourself good. Zaina. No. White chocolate. That's not real chocolate, is it? That's not real chocolate. This is good for you. Think, they even gave it to children. Adverts on the television. It's good for you. It's even good for children. So much milk in there. Think of the amount of calcium you're getting, Zaina Dorian. Do you see what he's doing? He's playing on your desires, the things you like. And he's giving Joanna Dorian and Zaina Dorian the reason to eat the ice cream, to eat the hot chocolate. He's even told you you feel so much better when you do it. When you eat it, you will feel so much better. When you eat the ice cream, isn't this a nice feeling? Do you see what he's doing? Yeah, he's using temptation. So, how should Dorian react? How do you think? What should Dorian say back? What should he do? What should he say back?
Should not be attracted to him.
Yeah. So, just a second. I need to think about this. So, I'm now Julie Dorian. Just a second, Helen. I need to think about this. I ate a big tub of ice cream at 11 o'clock this morning. It's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not sure I should eat that much ice cream. Henry. Yeah, it's a nice thought, but I know I shouldn't eat all of that white chocolate. I ate a white chocolate cake yesterday. I'm not sure it's really good for me, and I think I might need to balance things a little bit. Is that what he should say? Yeah? Yeah, he should give his reasons why not.
Yeah.
Yeah? He doesn't want to upset Henry, but he needs to give a balanced argument back. Because he's obviously not sure, because he doesn't want to think about thinking. So he's obviously not sure. You okay, Zainab? Yeah. What do you think he will do? What will Dorian do? You think he's going to give in? What do you think Dorian's going to do? Is Dorian going to give in to the temptation? Is he going to yield and say, okay, everything that I want to do, I'm going to do because this sounds like fun? Or is he going to be like Jekyll and be controlled and say no? Quite right. He's going to give in. He's going to give in a big way. Okay? All right. Okay, fine. I need to go down. So I need to get up a little bit. Okay, thank you. So read the extract from Oscar Wilde's Picture of Dorian Gray. Okay. So following, okay, right, unfortunately use evidence from the text, fine, okay. How does Wilde create a tense atmosphere? So there is an atmosphere here. How does he do that? What does he do? So first of all, who are the people in the room at the time?
Lord Henry and Dorian Gray.
So there's just the two of them. Yeah. So two characters. Lord Henry and Dorian.
The painter.
And the painter, yes. Is the painter actually saying anything?
No.
No. All he's done is he's asked Dorian to turn to the left. Yes. Dorian. So we've got Lord Henry, we've got Dorian Gray, and then painter. And he's so minor, we don't even know his name at this point. Okay, so really the exchange is between Lord Henry and Dorian. They're the only two characters speaking, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So, do you think that is a pressured environment? Are we feeling a little bit tense? Lord Henry is giving Dorian advice on how he should lead his life. Do you think that might be a bit pressured, a low pressure environment?
Yeah.
A bit tense, right? Yes? Dorian is being painted. He's sitting for a portrait. So, can he actually use his arms to express himself in any way? No, because the painter's told him to stand still, move his head to the left. That's it. Yes?
Yeah.
So, he can't move. He can't get away. He is forced to listen to what Henry is saying because he can't get up and move somewhere else. Yeah? So he's forced into the situation where he's got to listen. Okay. So how does he create tension and atmosphere at the beginning? By the introduction of a quite in-depth conversation with the two characters. Dorian is essentially trapped in the room by sitting for the portrait. He can't remove himself from the situation. He's there, and the painter's told him not to move. Yeah? So what do you learn of Dorian's character? Tell me about Dorian. Do you like Dorian at this point? Do you like him? We're not talking Henry now, we're talking Dorian. What do you think about him? What ideas do you have about the type of person Dorian is? How old is Dorian?
He's a teenager.
Yeah. So we can say he's young. Do you agree, Zainab? Yeah? He's young. Okay. What else is he? If we are young and we've got somebody older in the room with more experience of things, do you think we listen?
Yeah.
Yes. So, am I right, and you tell me, that Henry is able to make an impression on Dorian?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you see that, Zainab?
Yes.
Look at that. He's young. He's impressionable. This means Henry is able, an impression would be a print, a copy, if you like. So, do you think Henry might be trying to make Dorian a younger copy of him? Do you think Henry does all the things that he says? So do you think Henry gives in to temptation and takes whatever he wants? Yes. Yeah. And this is exactly what he's encouraging Dorian to do. The same. My life can be your life if you are only brave enough to do it. So Dorian is young, he's impressionable. What else is he? What does he look like? You've got a picture of him there. What does he look like? On spot. He's very handsome. He's young. He's extremely handsome. He's having a portrait. A painter has come to paint him. So, would we say he's a road sweeper? What do you think his job is? What kind of job would Dorian have? You are very close. He's not a prince, but he does not work because he has enough family behind for the rest of his life. So he is working. He's got an artist into his house painting. A large portrait in oil paints. He's something, right? He's, again, are you seeing this theme running through Gothic? You've got Count Dracula, Dr. Jekyll, Dorian Gray, young, impressionable, handsome, wealthy. There's a theme running here. Gothic is not at the bottom of society. Up. At the top. Yes? So, anything else we noticed about Dorian? No? No? That's about all we know at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah? But he's young, he's impressionable, he's listening to Henry. He's very handsome. Yes. And he's quite wealthy. Yeah? All okay. Fine. Understand? Everything all okay? Okay. So, how is Sybil represented? Well, we haven't met Sybil yet, so we can't talk about that. How is Henry represented in this extract? What do we think about Henry?
That is controlling everything.
He's controlling. Yes, he is. So Henry. He's controlling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else about Henry? Is there anything else that we know about Henry? Do you like the sound of Henry? Do you like the sound of him? Okay. From what you've read, from what Henry is saying, all the things that he's saying to Dorian, do you like him?
No.
No.
He's evil.
Yes, he is. So you're getting that impression. Yes, he is. Very. So you're on the right track. You're identifying, at the moment, the villain is Henry. He's controlling, and we're getting a sense of evil. Yeah? He's not distorted in any way. How does one convey Dorian's feelings about the autumn project? Well, we haven't got to that part yet, so we can't comment on that. Okay. So, revisit the lists you made from our split personality starter task, where I said to you to write the 5 things you like and the 2 things that you didn't. Use these to write a brief scenario in which you encounter your own doppelganger. It's the most, I understand, the most strange feeling when you do meet one. How is your doppelganger different to you? How does it make you feel? How do you react to it? Is there a reason for its appearance? Will you ever see it again? So just imagine for a moment, use things that you've written in your copybook. There's Zaina. The 5 things you like about you, the 2 that you did not. Think about looking beside you and there being you. There you are, beside yourself. There you are again, your doppelganger, your evil twin. How is it different to you? Do you think it would be different at all? Is it, and there's no right or wrong answer, it's just thinking about characters here. This is how you write for GCSE characters. Jekyll said he became all good, and Hyde was his doppelganger, who was all evil. There's no right or wrong answer, is your doppelganger all evil, completely evil, or is it some way nice as well? What do you think about? Do you understand, Zaina? Yeah? Understand, Jemima? So think about how they might be different to you. Coming face to face like this guy here has, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel uncomfortable? Does it make you have a sense of freedom? Like Henry Jekyll did? You got a sense of freedom? Yeah? That he was no longer controlled. You can be free. How do you react to it? Do you react like Henry Jekyll did with a sense of welcome? Or do you go, oh my, no, I don't want you here. Go back where you came from. Yeah? Can be one of two things. Is there a reason for its appearance? Is there a reason that your evil twin is here? Have you done something like Henry Jekyll did? He drank a potion. Yeah? Do you think you were, in your piece of writing, will you ever see it again? Will it come back? Or if you tell it to go, will it go and stay away? Or will it keep coming back? Yeah? Understand? So that's a piece of creative writing. Yeah? Oh, and I have to, thank you. So understand there what you have to do? So it's just the way you would write it. Coming face to face. Your double. Like she has. She's come face to face with her double. Okay, fine. So do we understand all of that? Yeah? So for next time, if you could write for me a piece of creative writing, a conversation and circumstance where you come face to face with your double. What you say to them, how you feel about them being there. Do they come back again? And what's your reaction to them? Do you welcome them? Do you not? Yeah? It can take any form that you like.